All right, let's talk about it because we now know it potentially will happen. Ugh, situations. Guys, announcing my community tab last night. Zach Taylor says there's see about Sheldon Rankins and BJ Hill later in the week. We will discuss possibly bringing in new defensive tackles. This is because we're not going to have McKinley Jackson back till week 4, potentially week 5. He's on the IR, so it's got to be week 5 or beyond, okay? Chris Jenkins, he's not on the IR, did get thumb surgery last Friday. Currently recovering from it. We don't know how long he's going to be out for, right? We definitely are waiting on that kind of response. My guess would be after the Panthers game, just because I feel like they're going to think we're going to beat the Commanders and Panthers. So he'll probably come back for the Ravens game, which would be my guess. Again, Sheldon Rankins, we don't know exactly. BJ Hill, we don't know exactly how long. So who could they bring in, right? Who are the options? Well, first off, you got age-old Flexor Cox, who, when you flex your cock, I don't think it works. 33.8 years old. That's actually not that old. That's actually really not old for a defensive tackle. Now, I feel like they brought somebody in. They're not going to bring in someone who's really that amazingly good. They're not going to bring in someone who's like, going to cost them an arm and a leg. And because right now, for our depth chart, our defensive tackles are very, very suspect, right? You got BJ Hill out, Sheldon Rankins out, Zach Carter, and then Chris Jenkins out. We literally only have 2 defensive tackles on this roster. But we also don't have all the money in the world to just be out here, lollygagging with picking somebody up. If we go to the cap calculator and I go over to the Cincinnati Bengals, let's close that no. We have $8.5 million cap-wise right now. So again, we don't have all the money to go out there and get a huge name free agent. We really don't. And right now for market value, when we look at market value, Fletcher Cox, his market value is $10.2 million per year. So if we sign him to a 1-year contract, he's probably going to want in the ballpark range of $10 million. We don't have enough money to afford him. So that kind of begs the question, if we got someone, it would probably be someone who's younger, someone who potentially could help us right now, but also has a lot of upside and potential. The guy I'm thinking about, is he not on this list? Okay, for some reason, I don't... No, wait. Ridgeway, no. No, he's not on this list. Okay, the guy I'm thinking about, the guy we almost signed this offseason, but we ended up not signing. He might be on the team then. He might have got signed. That kind of sucks, because he was like my plan B option. And now... that's not what I like. Okay, defensive line in general. Let's see. Is he on here? I don't see him on here. Never mind then. Okay, I was thinking about the guy that went to the Dolphins and then got cut from the Dolphins. I can't think of the guy's name for some reason. That guy. I'm thinking about that guy as an option, but because he's not available, it's slim pickings. Now, problem is, right, we have polar opposites on the 2 guys that got hurt. BJ Hill is a nose tackle. He's a big body, stuff to run, right? Then you got Sheldon Rankins, who's a pass rusher. His job is to get after the quarterback. He's an interior pass rusher, and that's what he's good at, and that's what his job is, right? There's no way we're going to be able to get a player who's going to be able to do both, okay? Like, being able to do both is going to be very, very difficult. Especially when it comes to being on an open free agent market. Like, it's not going to happen. You're not going to just find a gem on the free agent market that can both pass rush and run stuff and be a very successful player. So you're probably going to have to either get 2 players or get 1 and just kind of hope he can, do that. Tahir Tart, by the way, is who I was thinking about. We brought him in for an interview, and we didn't sign him. Then he went to the Dolphins, and then he currently is a Charger. The Chargers signed him. Lordy. Okay. The Chargers signed Tart, so he was my plan C. Because plan B was, can we trade No, we can't trade for anybody. Honestly, looking at free agency here, it's a cesspool. It really is. I would think about trading for somebody. Going out there and seeing if you could trade for a player and maybe picking someone up in that context. Because through free agency, it's a cesspool. Now, we do have a beautiful thing called the practice squad. And you probably know we got Dom Davis on our practice squad. So that is a player they could elevate up to potentially, bring him to our active roster. I can't think for a second. The reason I can't think is because where's our practice squad? I thought they had like a list of like a practice squad list or something. I know D tackle wise, the only D tackle we have on the practice squad is Dom Davis. But I would figure they would have, like, an actual player thing here, but I guess not. Whatever. So, Dom Davis is the only guy we could, in theory, bring up from the practice squad. Jeff Gunner retired. Yeah, he already retired, bro. Oh, I love this. Anyway, Dom Davis is the guy, though. He's the only guy I can think about that would actually potentially be able to be brought up and added to the squad if they did bring somebody else in. But again, like I said, free agency is a cesspool right now. I don't really think any of these guys you're going to go for. So if you're the Bengals, and I know we don't usually do too many trades mid-season at all, I would think about, this whole BJ Hill / Billy Price trade and maybe go for it again. See if you can strike lightning twice, Hit it twice. See if you can do it. Because we need to take a shot. I feel like we need to go out there and take a shot and see what we can do. Depending on how hurt Sheldon Rankins is and BJ Hill are. If they're like okay, they're not really that hurt, they'll be back in a week or two, then you could go free agents option and just pick somebody up for a week. It's not a big deal. But if they are significantly hurt, because keep in mind, again, we play the Commanders next week, and then we play the Panthers, okay? So we're not hurting against anything here. If they're going to be back, both of those guys, for the Ravens game, I'm okay. Okay, we don't have to go crazy and get somebody. But if they're going to be out for a significant time, that's when we're going to start talking about potentially maybe trading for somebody. Maybe trading for someone who might not be the best player, because again, we don't have the money to afford them, but they might give a little bit of value. Maybe a younger guy, or not a rookie, but maybe a younger guy, kind of down the depth chart type of player, something like that. We could also go on someone else's practice squad and pick somebody else up too. There are options available. But if we know Chris Jenkins probably will be back by week 5 by the Ravens game, McKinley Jackson could be back by then, I would say I don't think we're going to go all in to get someone if we believe we're going to have guys back by a certain time. But we'll have to wait and see. Tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.